All right, welcome y'all. Welcome to Last Minute Betting with Bob, Mike, and Justin. The sports nuts today. Here, let's do this. I like this a little better. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. That looks even better. And you know what, folks? I can't wait to get into talking about week 2 in the NFL. There's nothing like the NFL, folks. It gets you going. I'm telling you, there's just no two ways about it. Everybody loves the NFL. That's all I can say right now. I'm excited because I'm going to put these guys in their place before you know it. I'm just telling you.
Oh, God.
What is up, Mr. Heat, a.k.a. Eric? He says, I will be joining y'all tomorrow. Absolutely.
Good.
Invite's always open at any time. Jump on in. And what is up, PhD? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you both.
PhD and his Titans, boy, I tell you what. Thought they were going to fare better than what they did. I want to start off with the Chargers. I tagged you guys in several posts and what have you. I already know where Justin's going with J.K. Dobbins. But you know what? You got to give credit where credit's due. And that is in Jim Harbaugh. There are people out there. And I listened to a guy on the radio in St. Louis this morning. All right. He thinks the Chargers are going to the AFC Championship game this year.
Ooh.
He thinks that Jim Harbaugh has what it takes to turn this team around.
Some guy in St. Louis, yeah, he needs to.
It's Randy.
Stay in his lane. That's fine.
It's Randy Carricker.
That's fine. That's just that's a huge overreaction to 2 games against 2 bad teams. Although you could say, well, that same Raiders team just beat the Ravens, but that happens.
in Baltimore, Mike.
I get it. Okay, but
okay.
I still I'm not ready to say the Chargers are a contender in any way, shape, or form, man. I will say this: they've got to test, even, and again, this is not the biggest of all tests here, but they're going to go on the road to a Pittsburgh team that's, feeling good. They're 2-0, leading their division currently, and it's at Pittsburgh, and that's a place the Chargers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Chargers have only won in that stadium 1 time in their history. So that's a place they've never fared well in Pittsburgh. It is earlier in the year, though, as opposed to mid to late in the year. But
let's let the other Chargers fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in here. What do you got to say about Mr. Dobbins?
That his 2 weeks on the field of balling out is a complete outlier.
I agree with him. I really do.
I look at the Chiefs. We're talking about the Chiefs Invitational, and I'm on the Chiefs. All right, completely. I understand. I don't know what you were thinking.
Here's the one thing, just real quick on this. Here's the thing the Chiefs do every time. They don't make mistakes late in games, and they capitalize on other teams' mistakes. And if you're in a tight game with them, final minutes, you're done. You're done because they're not going to screw up.
I got to go back to that's all you wanted to say. Dobbins was an outlier.
Yeah, and I think this reminds me a lot of 2022 James Robinson. If you know what I'm talking about, he came back from the similar injury as J.K. Dobbins. He was balling out. Everybody thought it was going to be ETN, but it was him. And then after week 4, he vanished just like that. I mean, it could go longer than week 4. I'm expecting the same thing to happen with J.K. Dobbins. I really am. So the Chargers better have a a different game plan for the run game than J.K. Dobbins.
Right. Well, and they do with Edwards, but again, he's just as injury prone. Yeah, but we're not, until we're sitting in like week 14 or something, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. Okay, how long is he going to hold up before he gets hurt?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all I know is that the Raiders, who, the Chargers beat in week 1, played against Baltimore and held Derrick Henry to 84 yards rushing, Lamar Jackson to 45, and Hill to 22.
It's a good point. I get it. Okay. Yes.
Maybe you guys are underrated. I've told you. I'm telling you right now, Jim Harbaugh is building this team from the line out. And I'm telling you that their offensive line is better.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Better pass protection.
I'm not taking anything away from Dobbins. He's done very, very well. And he's a big reason they're 2-0. No two ways about it. Our worry, and I think our point, and Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, is how long can you rely on him to carry the load?
Yeah.
Not so sure that we can,
Like, let me put it into perspective for you, Bob. Do you have replaced knees?
No, I don't.
Do you know anybody that does?
Yes.
Well, the first thing you're told when you get replaced knees is to not run on them. And obviously, I know it's not in relation to J.K. Dobbins, but when you get as bad an injury as you had and you're running on those knees as hard as you are and as long as you are, it's the worry of it tearing again or re-injuring again. It's mighty high. So if he goes down next week or the week, I will not be shocked. I really won't. So
well, it's my understanding when they rebuild your knee is rebuilt better than it ever has been with the technology nowadays. Look at what happened to Marcus Lattimore. I know he never made it in the NFL, but you're talking about a kid was completely detached. The bottom part of his leg was just laying there. They were able to piece that all together to the point to where the kid was able to go to training camp and compete. So I ain't worried about Dobbins' knees. Sorry.
Okay.
I hear you, but I'm not worried.
We'll see. Time will tell. So we'll find out.
Defensive test against Pittsburgh.
Yes.
They ran Henry one time in the fourth. That is dumb.
Yeah, that I don't know. Not
hello,
sure.
Mr. Batsa.
Not sure.
I don't know what that other comment's about, but
no, Jonathan, no deleting of anything there.
Yeah,
He says take the Bengals this week. Man, the Bengals. I don't even really want to talk about them right now. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that was
disappointed.
That was a tough way to lose that game. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was tough. But it just goes to my point about Kansas City. They capitalize on other teams' mistakes late, and they don't make any. I mean, so everything goes their way, and I think I think they're lucky a lot of times. But what you could say to that is, you kind of make your own luck.
Jamar Chase is an idiot. Jamar Chase is an idiot. Okay,
well,
there's your problem right there.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that.
Jamar Chase is a friggin' idiot.
Yeah, it was stupid.
No reason for that. All right, let's talk about the big shocking news of yesterday of the beatdown that Arizona put on the Cronkies. I mean, a beatdown.
Well, I don't know that that's bigger news than the one I'm thinking of, but I think you're kind of biased there because you hate the Rams so much that you enjoyed every minute of that. Here's my question to you. How do you feel about that matchup, though? Because as much as you hate the Rams for leaving St. Louis to go back to L.A. where they were before they came to St. Louis, the Arizona Cardinals left St. Louis to go to Phoenix. So why do you have such a strong hate for the Rams and not for the Cardinals?
I don't know. We lost 6 units this week. Okay. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
It was not a good week. Okay.
that happens.
So there you go.
Yeah, no, and that's the kind of stuff that we'll just come on.
Yeah. I mean,
there ain't nobody hiding behind it.
No, nobody's hiding behind anything.
No, absolutely not.
So
well, I will say this. Sean McVay, I mean, I get that they went through a lot of injuries, but yeah, you got to put a lot of this blame for the Rams starting out so slow on Sean McVay, in my opinion. He's just, like I said last week, he's overrated and going to be
injecting stem cells in the future.
Isn't stem cells for your neck or spine?
Yeah. Can I address this? We are up 15.5 units for the year in golf. So there we go.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
I think we know who that is, don't we, Mike?
Yes. And
I'm thinking that's who it is. All right. I don't really care.
No.
All right. We're doing the best we can. That's what we do every week.
You can let one more go, and then I'd
yeah. Oh, well, okay. That
we won't post that comment.
No.
It's a little too much information there, buddy.
That's done.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What a clown.
Total clown. All right. Let's and then of course the other game is New Orleans just whipping up on the Cowboys guys
in Dallas.
Yeah, and let's not forget Tampa Bay winning and Minnesota winning. Is this there are people out there that think this might be Sam Darnold's year? What do you guys think?
I don't think so. I don't buy it because we were saying that about Sam Darnold when he went to the Panthers. Look what happened to that. I think I think Sam Darnold actually is better than what people perceive him to be. I think just his problem is he's too one-dimensional, and I think it's too easy for defenses to game plan against him. Because we've seen that like throughout his career. He goes to the Jets, he's looking pretty good, but then it falls through. It goes to the Panthers, he's looking pretty good, and then it falls through. And I think that's the same thing we're getting with the Vikings, and he's got weapons to throw to, and that's good and all. The Vikings match up really well against the 49ers. So that's why I don't think that win was as big of an upset as people think. Think about it from a schematic standpoint, and previous matchups before. So I don't know. It's tough, but
guys,
that's what I think.
Is Alvin, is Kamara ready to establish himself as the guy in fantasy football again?
Nah, don't know. Not willing to go that far yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, not willing to go that far yet. What?
PhD, when y'all were picking division winners, I commented Arizona, just throwing that out there. Yeah, you did.
You did say that. Absolutely. And Arizona looks good. Here's the thing with Minnesota and Darnold. We've seen this happen with quarterbacks. They get a change of scenery. Look at Ryan Tannehill. What happened to him? He was awful in Miami. Nobody thought he was even belonged in the NFL. He goes to Tennessee, change of scenery, and all of a sudden they're winning games, and he looks great. Look at Baker Mayfield. Disaster in Cleveland. Nobody thought he should even play again. Now, bounces around, gets in the right spots, and he's good to go. This could be that with Sam Darnold. He may just be in the right spot, the right team, the right coach. And it's not like he's a terrible quarterback, So maybe this is going to be one of those years where, he has an outstanding season. And, I don't know how many years he's going to keep that up, but he could be in line for a really big year. I believe it. We've seen it happen a lot recently. You see this stuff happen sometimes. Guy goes somewhere else.
Here's the explanation. Read that.
Yeah.
Well, even if it does, though, like we've seen running backs, especially running backs, after their first year back from that injury, they usually don't do well. So him running on those knees at this, like, that's a worry. That's a worry.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. I get you. They sure do talk about, the thing that I've learned throughout my years. When guys had knee injuries, it was the end of their career as a running back. That's not the case anymore. When a guy had Tommy John surgery, before Tommy John surgery was even named, when you have that injury, you were done. Now they're having it all the time. So, medical revelations there. Who's the pretenders right now, guys? I mean, who are the pretenders right now in the NFL of your 2-0 teams? I mean, which ones do you think are pretenders?
Go ahead, Justin. You go first.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say, the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks, I don't think they'll be as bad as I predicted now, because I think they're still kind of there, but I haven't really. We'll see, though, what happens when they get a tough opponent. That'll be a big test for them, because they played 2 really weak ones. List them off. List off the 2-0 teams. The Seahawks,
New Orleans, Tampa Bay,
New Orleans
Minnesota.
is a pretender.
New Orleans is a pretender. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If Carr keeps on throwing the ball like he is, I don't think they will be. I'd say Tampa Bay before New Orleans. Sorry, dude.
I disagree with you. No, I give me Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Nobody expected this offense, by the way, out of New Orleans. And can I tell you guys?
Tampa Bay just went into Detroit and won. Come on, give them some love.
And New Orleans just went into Dallas and won.
Well, who are you trusting, Dallas or Detroit?
Can I tell you both something here real
Dallas
quick?
does this every year.
Can I tell you something real quick?
What?
The number 1 offensive team in all of football resides in New Orleans, boys. 91 points in 2 games.
Yep.
We're not kidding around here. And they've only given up 29.
Yeah.
Through 2 games, a point differential of 62.
And they played Carolina week 1.
Okay.
Right?
And they played Dallas.
And they played Dallas, who does this
whip
every
their
year.
Ass.
They always do this. They have that game where they just completely let you down, and then they'll turn around and look like a Super Bowl contender, and then they'll let you down again. That's how Dallas does. So
other 2-0 teams: Chargers,
Tampa Bay,
Chiefs,
Houston,
mm-hmm. Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a pretender?
I'd say Pittsburgh is slightly a pretender. Chargers are a little bit as well. I'd say I think they'll be competitive, but not a great team. Bills, I would not say are pretenders. I think they are right where they need to be. And that's as much as I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of those 2 teams is going to move to 3-0, and they're going to look, oh my God, what a start. But both teams, I don't know. Pittsburgh's schedule gets a little trickier at some point. So I'm still on the belief that Pittsburgh is a pretender. The Chargers, slight pretender as well. I'm not sold on them yet.
Okay.
They beat Carolina. Great. They beat the Raiders. Great. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
We'll see.
And when you see, when we're done at the end of the year, I want you both to remember what I said. Okay. I'm on your Chargers. Okay. You 2 Chargers fans are not on your team, which to me shows me that you're not really.
Shows me that we know our team and we know how this thing goes, and we're not overreacting like you are. We've done that before.
No. Hold on. I'm not overreacting. I'm telling
you
are. That Jim Harbaugh is going to build a team that competes for a playoff spot now. And it's happening this year. They will compete. Don't be surprised.
And they very well might. I don't know. I'm just not. I can't buy in, man. I can't buy in yet with this team. I can't.
Pittsburgh kind of having that 2000 Ravens feel. And I agree with you, Jonathan. The Chargers are for real, even though it's early. Okay.
I hope so. Hey, I hope so. Me and Justin both. I hope you are able to say, I told you they were, whatever. But
it doesn't matter. If they beat Pittsburgh, you're just going to say Pittsburgh was overrated to begin with. They were a pretender. So, they have a perfect opportunity to start off 3-0. And I think they will. I really like the attitude of this team. And back to Mr. Dobbins real quick. He loves playing for Jim Harbaugh. Like he loved playing for John Harbaugh. Okay? So you got a guy that is excited to come to work every day for his coach. I'm telling you, that makes all the difference in the world. And you know what? Maybe Harbaugh has a little bit of that college spirit that he tries to bring along, but it might be infectious in that locker room, guys. It might be. So don't give up there. Anyway, who are you surprised with, that they're 0-2? let's
Ravens.
There you go. Good.
The Ravens. It's shocking to me how they're 0-2. I mean, honestly, people are going to say I'm crazy, but I'm not as surprised that they lost to the Raiders. Raiders actually are schematically a good matchup for the Ravens. If you like, I mean, they're not a better team. Don't get me wrong, but
right,
it is surprising. But I think there's no way though that they go 0-3. I actually was locked in Ravens money line today at -115. I think there's no way they go 0-3. I mean, they're playing the Cowboys next Sunday. Both teams are going to want it bad, but the Ravens, if they don't beat the Cowboys next week, I think they may be in big trouble. So they gotta win. Gotta win.
Well, I got to be honest. I'm a little surprised at the Rams. I expected them to, bounce back at least and beat Arizona. I've underestimated the Cardinals. Evidently, they're a lot better than what I thought, but a little surprised there. And then, I mean, obviously I'd have to agree a little bit in terms of, I definitely didn't have Baltimore at the beginning of the year 0-2. I did not have who had the Raiders beating them. Let's be real, straight up beating them, I mean, that little surprise, I know after it's happened, people will be like, oh, I knew that could happen. Nah, you say that now, but did you think that really? No. So
I didn't think they were going to win. I didn't think they were going to win.
Yeah, I get that. Why are you shocked? He says they have a brand new O-line, lost the D coordinator. That's no reason to lose to the Raiders in your building, though. So,
oh yeah,
a little disappointing there for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% there.
Check this out, Bob. Since you're so big on Dobbins, PhD coming through with a good one here. He says, Bob, DK has Dobbins plus 450 for comeback player of the year. Only Aaron Rodgers is in the front right now at plus 150. So there you go, Bob. If you love Dobbins that much, go get you some of him, man. And then when he's hurt in a couple of weeks, you're going to be like, wow, crap.
God.
I'm kidding. I don't want him to get hurt. I want him to have a good year. I'm rooting for him. He's the running back of our team. I love it. Keep going, but I'm not.
All right. Since the NFL expanded to 14 teams in 2020, 32 franchises have started the season 0-2. Only 2 of those teams, Cincinnati in 2022 and Houston in 2023, made the postseason. Just 5 of the 32 teams finished the season with a winning record.
Yeah.
3
through 2023, 200 teams in the NFL started 0-2. Only 19 of them, 9.5%, made the playoffs. I know we've seen it recently, but this is a tough road for the Ravens. They've dug themselves a hole that they're going to have problems getting out of. I'm just saying.
Well, that's why they got to get a win against the Cowboys next week. It's like you got to have it. If they don't, I think there's like a chance they might miss the playoffs.
Right.
So.
Exactly. I agree with you. 100% agree with you. All right, let's get a Stevie B parlay going here tonight, boys.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to start in the NFL because we are going to put this NFL game into our parlay because we can do it. I say we take the Eagles on the money line tonight. What do you guys say?
Yes. Yeah, I think there's no way Atlanta wins today.
Okay. So let's add the Eagles right here, add the parlay, and the only other sport we got going on here is MLB. So let's check out what we want to put in there. Let's just grab money lines. See, do you like, guys? You like the Mets? You like the Guardians, the Twins?
Phillies, I mean, the parlay,
and
I know there's a lot of juice in it. For me, I do like the Mets. I think that they dropping 2 in a row in Philly. That was tough for them. This is definitely a series if you're the Mets because you've got the Phillies for 4 games right after that, and then you got Atlanta and Milwaukee. I mean, this is a series. The Mets have to sweep this series.
Do we like the Royals tonight? Do we like the Phillies or the Brewers? Pirates or the Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Angels?
Give me the Pirates.
Okay.
It's not really super juiced, but
all right. No, it's good. It's good. So that gives us a 3-legger at plus 297. That's for Stevie B parlay right there. Let's add it.
Let's do it.
We got Pirates. Eagles money line, Mets money line, and Pirates money line. So there you go. There is a ton of comments coming up out here, guys. Like the Falcons to cover. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the Eagles win, but I think it's a close game. Falcons team total over 20.5. Still targeting Eagles secondary. Atlanta might shock some people. That is true. Their secondary is considered to be weak.
I like Bijan Robinson tonight over on his rushing yards.
Okay.
Believe 69.5. Get him for 70 plus. Believe he will do that.
Okay. Yeah, I like him to score a touchdown today too.
Okay. Yeah, got that. I got that in my anytime touchdown video. Good one there. I also I put this in for a first half anytime touchdown score for Jalen Hurts. He's going to score one tonight. I'm telling you guys. Yeah, and it's pretty nice too. How about them Saints? That's what Tristan's got to say. How about them? Who dat?
Yeah, Tristan's hyped up. I know he's hyped up for it. We'll see if they're for real or not. I mean, they're certainly going to be able to compete in that division. You know, we kind of can see that.
McLeod having a good sneaky game. Yes. Good call, Tristan, on your Saints.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Mike, I'm going to let you take over for a little bit here.
Yeah, I've already locked in a few here on the EV page that we're looking at. I'll go ahead and try to share some of them with you. Took Barkley over 79.5 rushing yards as well. I'm going on his over, so definitely like that. again, first 3 inning total runs, Tigers Royals over 2.5, rolling with that. I do have Bob. I wrote it with you. Hurts for a touchdown. Is just an anytime. I like it. Got Robinson over 69.5 rushing yards. I like that. And I took Robinson. I took him under on receptions. We'll see. That one's a little dicey, a little worrisome. But, if I'm just going by what the books are pricing this at, it's pretty obvious that, most books actually favor his under. So that's a good sign. So, yeah, that is what I got in this game, and that's what I got out there right now. Okay. I'll refresh, see if there's anything else out here that we want to hit. Like this one, Kirk Cousins under a half of rushing. Nah, I'll stay away. What if he does get a yard? I'm good.
Well, actually, yeah, I was actually thinking that it's maybe a good bet, but you never know if they get.
It probably is. I mean, it's definitely a good play value wise, and it's just man.
If they're on the goal line though, then it's it could sell you like that. So
right, or a real short, inches, 4th and inches, 3rd and inches, maybe they try Cousins right up the middle or something. I don't know, that worries me.
All right. Bryce Young to Andy Dalton. What are the Panthers doing? Cousins has had over 40 plus passing attempts in his last 2 games against the Eagles, although he wasn't with the Falcons. I think DK starting at 33.5 at minus 120. And Jalen Hurts to throw an interception is plus 100 on DK. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about last night's game, guys. That Bears defense it's a pretty good defense, guys. Like, I think they got some players on that defense. And even though they didn't win the game, I mean, they showed some stuff. I think it's tough. Caleb Williams really, he's got to handle that pass rush, guys. The
offensive line's got a block for him too. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really buy the Bears having as good of a season as everybody thinks they're going to. Like, we've been calling this for years. I think Caleb Williams will be good, but it's not going to happen this year.
I agree with you 100%. I don't like the way his decision making. Some of this throwing the ball out of bounds, and it's so far out of bounds. I mean, he got nailed on that intentional grounding. It was just a dumb play. You know what? Your left tackle was pulling down the right defensive end for Houston all night long and wasn't getting nailed. I mean, it was happening practically every play. He was just grabbing him and pulling him down. It was a mess last night. Uh-oh. He's PhD. Bears trash. My Titans only put a Band-Aid on their lameness.
Yeah. Bears are just, they're going to be tough, a tough game to play, because of that defense and all that. But, yeah, it's definitely not looking good for them. And, unfortunately for them, no Keenan Allen last night. And
right. I agree with you there. I agree with you there. Now, let me ask you a question. Isn't there a Swift on their team?
Yeah, DeAndre Swift.
Swift.
So let me ask a question. Why is he not getting the ball? I mean, what are they doing? You know what, Mr. Heat, Eric, explain that to me. Why is he not getting the ball?
He did. Well, he got, 14. I'll tell you why. 14 attempts, 18 yards. That's all. What good's that? Their offensive line sucks. Evidently, they can't pass. They can't pass protect, and they can't run block. They can't pass block or run block.
Get him some dump offs. Get him out in the open field. Use him in the passing game. Don't just run him from scrimmage, guys. Get him involved.
He did. They did a couple of times. They didn't get a whole lot. I mean, he had 4 catches, targeted 5 times.
He did really well when he was on the Eagles, but the Eagles have the best O-line in the league. So
that is a good, yeah. They weren't using their tight ends to protect. That's a good point. Yeah, you do, and a quarterback does have to get into a rhythm, guys. I mean, let's face it. That's all there is to it. They have no deep threat, only quick hit passing game. They will be slaughtered most games. Wow, man. PhD is on top of that.
On it with the Bears. Well, I mean, their offense. If that's their offense, he's right. Eventually, that defense is going to crack a little bit, and they're going to get whipped up on.
I honestly thought that Stroud looked intense, and he was trying to do things. I thought he was trying to keep from making mistakes.
Well, here's the good news for the Bears. They have a stretch here where they have some winnable games. Indianapolis, and I know Indianapolis is not a bad, but I think the Bears, they're about an even team with the Colts. That's a game you can win if you're the Bears. The Rams, looking like a game you can win if you're the Bears right now. Rams not looking good. Then Carolina, clearly a game they can win. Then Jacksonville, clearly a game they can win. Then they have a bye week, and then they get Washington. It's a game they can win. Then Arizona, and then New England. Those are games. I mean, those are games they can be in. I mean, I don't know. They got time to get it together. Their schedule.
I just got to throw this out here. I'm calling you out, Mike.
What,
Justin? I got to tell Justin this. Mike. I told Mike I was on the Chargers, and he said, "Oh no, you can't go with the Chargers. You don't want to put a pick of the Chargers out there. What's wrong with you?" So you know what I do? I go and do the Jaguars instead. Should have taken the Chargers.
Well, I wouldn't have done that either. But
and the Chargers will beat the Steelers. Okay, they will go to 3-0. They are going to compete for a playoff spot this year. Get that into your head right now.
I don't know. This could be the game they lose. This could be the first one they lose.
Oh my God, Panthers will have a better record than the Bears.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, that's too far.
Pump the brakes.
That's too far on the Bears. Yeah.
Tank Dell could not catch a pass if his life depended on it.
Yeah, he couldn't. Well, I think the biggest problem with the Texans last night was penalties.
Oh my God, terrible!
I was just pulling my hair out that whole game watching all those penalties.
Got that much.
Yeah, it was terrible. That was not a great football game to watch.
Says you.
Well, you got more up here, but that was not a great game.
I agree.
Yeah.
DHD is look, he knows his stuff. He's right quite a bit, that one, we'll see. Maybe he is right. I don't know. I don't think I just looking at the schedule. I think there's a lot of games that they can win. No, he's serious.
He's a Titans guy, man.
He's a Titans fan. Yes.
Yeah. What now? Any quarterback, Panthers won't win a game this season.
Well, at least they'll have a vertical threat with Andy Dalton.
That is true. I mean, they may play a little better, but I don't. I would be shocked if the Panthers are finished better than the Bears this year. I mean, the Bears just played in Houston. There's people that think Houston has potential to go on be in the AFC Championship game and is going to be a legit contender. We know they're a playoff caliber team. We know that.
I see these comments and I start laughing. I would be bitter if I had Will Levis under center.
Oh, yeah. I would, too. He's awful.
Speaking of being under center, what about the boy from Indy? Not a good game at all.
Yeah, that was
tough one.
That was by far, in my opinion, the most embarrassing loss of the week because you lost to Malik Willis. How do you lose to Malik Willis?
Yeah.
That is like, oh my, yeah.
And you have him throwing 34 times. And meanwhile, 12 rushes for Taylor? The whole,
Wow.
I mean, and he had 100+ yards, 103. So
Levis better than Williams. We got it going on here now, guys.
No, I disagree.
Drug test you, PhD. Hey,
Yes.
Mr. Heat, Eric is coming on tomorrow. PhD,
Yes.
you should drop in tomorrow as well, and we'll finish this conversation.
Well, yeah, you ought to come on the show, man. I gave you the invite. You ought to come on the show.
Yeah, you ought to come on and join us tomorrow.
Have a little face-off.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm with you, Eric. I'm with you. I can't jump in on that. Yeah, terrible pick there by Carolina.
Go ahead, Justin. What were you going to say?
Yeah. Well, I'm with Tristan on that. Yeah, I don't know how Bryce Young. Maybe he's in the wrong situation. I don't know, but he looks pretty bad. If he keeps this up, he won't be the starting quarterback for any team.
Let me tell you what I think is wrong with Caleb Williams, Eric. And I'll tell you tomorrow night, too. I don't like his arm. I think he throws, and I understand he was under pressure, okay? But it seems to me like he throws a ball that floats. You know, it doesn't have the velocity behind it. And, when you're on the run, I guess that stuff's going to happen. You're not going to be able to plant your feet. But, you look at Stroud, he's throwing off his back foot and throwing passes in there. And I'm not a Caleb Williams guy. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
Not sold yet. I mean,
who the Dolphins getting for a quarterback, guys?
Well, has it been released that how many games Tua will miss?
No, I don't know.
He's not going on. He's not going on injured reserve. I think I read somewhere they're signing Huntley, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
really? Tyler Huntley? I mean,
I thought I saw something on that. Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, I don't know. It's if Dolphins they got to be worried though, no matter who they bring in. I think.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah, no two ways about it.
Right now, well, Tannehill.
No, I think he meant Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, is that who he meant? That's what I don't know.
You don't want to do that.
No.
An immobile quarterback.
If he's talking about Tannehill, that could be a possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah, possibly. I
mean, he will have some weapons. We did see Tannehill when he had weapons with Tennessee, A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry. I mean, he did have some couple of good years there with Tennessee, but not sure if that's the option or not.
Yeah.
He did mean Tannehill.
Oh, he meant Tannehill. Okay. I will say this about Tua, though. The reason why I'm panicked for the Dolphins is I actually do think there's a chance Tua might retire.
You might be right, bro.
The guy from that movie Concussion, that was a biography of that doctor. That guy went on the air and spoke about Tua, and he suggested him. He's like, you should retire. And that was before this concussion. So then he gets another one. That's worrisome.
Yeah, so. I think so, man. Unfortunately, I just don't know if it's worth it for him, man.
Yeah,
I mean, it just seems like it seems like it keeps happening so often, and it's like, man, he comes back again, and then it happens again. Then what? Which it's almost inevitable it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, I mean it's inevitable that they're going to happen. They happen all the time. It's just a matter of like constantly getting them. You get them like every single time you come back, which he got 2 concussions in like 5 days. That's and that's what really messed him up, you know. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's true too, Eric. I mean, that's true. And, you know, let's face it, this is his job. You know, you're basically asking him to retire from his job that feeds the family, pays the bills. You know, I get it, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It can be tough sometimes. It's a tough decision, and I don't envy it at all, man. That sucks, and I hate it for him. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, my former boss was a Dolphins fan who I don't like, but even I feel bad for the Dolphins despite that.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. That's some deep stuff there, man.
You could say that, yeah.
That's some deep stuff there. I don't know what to tell you. All right. You know what? Good show tonight, guys. We're working into 50 minutes here. Let's go home. What do you say? All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
All right, yeah. That's tonight.
Oh, peace. True a la Butler. They need to give Kaepernick, Cappy a chance. That's not. He's gonna coach. Remember?
Now they should even be bringing him in to coach. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. There's a
lot of guys still out there, you know, that aren't that good. And I think Kaepernick should have already had a chance. But
appreciate y'all, Tristan, Steven, Eric, Mr. Heat, Paula, PhD, everybody who showed up. Have a great day.